Try that again.
You're going to be a YouTube star.
Rubble here has absolutely no concept of the respect for personal space, and he doesn't listen to his guardian. So during the session, I've gone over my series of escalating consequences that we use to disagree with the dog. The exercise we're about to do is something I haven't put on my website for a while. I call it a leadership exercise. So the object is to put a treat on the ground and then to claim it by standing over it, and then we're going to move away from it in a very measured fashion until the dog surrenders. The dog indicates it surrenders by LA whine. The dog is not allowed to get within 3 feet of it. So what I usually indicate to this, go ahead and put your hands out to your side, all the way to the side like this, and then twist around. So where his fingertips are on the floor is where, and go keep twisting, is where the line is. So the dog's not allowed to cross that line. Now, when the dog, and you can go put your hands back. When the dog gets to the, I usually indicate a line beyond that of a foot, and that's the hissing line. If the dog crosses the 4-foot line, I hiss. Once it crosses the 3-foot line that was indicated by where his fingers were, then I rush towards the dog until it gets across the line, kind of like a game of tag. All right, so we've been practicing for a while. We'll see how he does this time. All right, go ahead and make a kiss. And go ahead and toss. So we toss the first one. Get ready, get down in position. He's going to drop it between his feet. Step forward. And keep your hip. There you go. So the dog can go wherever he wants except for on the couch. That's not a new rule. Take a step forward. You're a little too... There you go. And right there. And don't worry about that. There you go. Step backwards. As soon as the dog SITs, we take a giant step backwards at the same time. Take another step back. Oh, always wait for the dog to be looking at you. And when he looks at you in the face, take a step backwards. And when he looks in the face, do it again. Now you see the dog is breathing a little heavy. This is challenging for the dog. And this is him developing a little self-control. And this is him trying to play with you like, I don't really care about the treat. No, take a big step back right there. Now the treat is right here, I believe. It's hard to see. I'm getting old. My eyes are not very good. All right, take another step backwards. Now what we're waiting for the dog... Oh, step forward. Rush, 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 rush. Perfect. So he challenged you, take a step backwards, but you answered the call. Now that you took 3 steps back, so we want to take just left, right, and keep your feet together, not where they're separated like that. That's like it. Now take a big step backwards, and turn and face the playhouse, or that way. That'll work either way. We just want it to be on his right or left side. Now you're going to take a knee, and then you're going to give him permission whenever you're ready, and we're going to say the B word when he gets it. One more time.
Booty.
All right. Excellent. So now what we're going to do is real quick is we're going to do some, I'm going to have you be my cameraman. Can you stand up real quick? Just keep this facing me, and the camera lens is right there. Perfect. All right, right at me. All right, so we're going to talk about how we can make this exercise more difficult. So basically what we want to do is we want to increase the amount of time that he has to wait before he gets permission to get the treat. So I would have everybody in the family practice this maybe again tonight, and I would do it with everybody in the family one at a time. And I would do it in the order of size. And the more that he does it, the more he'll understand it. He should start challenging less and lying down faster. Once he gets to the point where he is lying down and you're sitting down, then we're going to wait first about 5 seconds. Thank you. He was trying to go for the bag of treats. Then we're going to go for, and everybody does 5 seconds. The next time we do it, 10 seconds. And then 15 seconds. Then when I get to 15, I usually 15, 30, 45, and then I go to a minute. Then I go by 1 minute increments all the way up to 10 minutes. And so everybody's doing this one at a time at the same interval. So that way he sees, we're making it gradual. Now when we get to the point where it's 10 minutes is a long time to sit around watching our dog not get anything. This is why I positioned it here. The TV is behind me. So if I'm the human and I'm doing this exercise, I get to 10 minutes, I can sit down and watch 10 minutes of TV. If the dog tries to go for the treat, I stand up and I rush towards him to block and not let him within that 3-foot boundary. So this way, for the dog, a lot of times it's like, when the humans are watching that picture window, I can do anything I want, they're not paying attention to me. Well, now we are, because if he goes for it, he goes right into our line of sight, so it's easy for us to multitask, watch TV, while we're also training our dog at the same time. So now 10 minutes is the prescription that I'm leaving for right now. Some people need to go a little bit further than that. But I would imagine you get to 10 to 15 minutes. I usually go by 1 minute increments up to 10, or up to 10. And then if you have to go beyond that, then you can try going to 2 minute or 3 minute or 4 minute going from 10 to 12 to 14. Just don't make it too big of a jump. And if you go from 10 to 15, and instead of going by 1 minute, you go by 5 minutes, and he can only make it for 3 minutes, then we stop and we back up and maybe go to 11. Now, here's the thing. He can get up and move around the room wherever he wants. It's only when he tries to violate the 4-foot boundary. That's when I get up and I respond. And at that point, I would restart the counter. So if he comes and lays down over here, and we're at 10 minutes, and I sit down and we go 5 minutes, and he gets up and walks over here and lays down over there, but doesn't try to get the treat, we keep the timer going. But as soon as he tries to go and get the treat, and I have to correct him, then we reset and the timer starts over. The leadership exercise, I've never had a client that's gets up to 15 minutes or longer that ever calls me other than to say how amazing I am. So we want to make sure we're practicing this. And this one is really most effective when it's cumulative. So we really want to try to practice it multiple times a day. Since there are 5 people in the house, or 4 that are going to be, they're going to be practicing it. That's going to be a lot of repetition. So the more that you do this, the easier it should be for him. And if he gets to the point where he actually leaves the room, then I would do it in another room where we can kind of close off and he can't leave the room. All right, so that's how we can use a little bit of a leadership exercise to help the dog learn to develop some self-control and the humans better communicate with their dog.